Okay, the next category, next bunch of items that I'm going to talk about, mostly wearables, are things that will be scattered around the pack near the top, probably outside of the liner bag. That'll be quickly easy to get to in case I need to get to them in a hurry for quick rain or snow or wind or whatever might come up. First of all, you probably noticed in the first part of my video, I did a little silly clip about what I call toboggans. I think the Carhartt has won out. The other one was wool, and I believe it probably was warmer, having worn one right after the other in a recent day, and I believe it was just a little warmer than this. This is polyester. And but I think I'm going with this because it covers so much better. It goes way down to here, and that's quite a bit more than the wool dark blue one was. So that will be what I'll be wearing mainly on my head. It gets windy in the mountains, of course, as everybody knows. And if the wind gets to be a problem, I will switch to this balaclava. Of course, it has the facial opening here, but otherwise, that's all you can see is just your eyeballs and your nose. And hopefully it will take care of any wind or whatever. I also will have another neck, what I call a neck gaiter, which is here, which is just a tube. This one is, it's a little heavier in terms of the thickness of the fabric. It's still very, very light. It goes around the neck, kind of like a turtleneck, and it will help to keep out any additional wind that might come in. For rain and for protection from the wind, I'm going with just plain old, these are the pants, Frog Tog ultralight pants. And Frog Tog ultralight jacket, rain jacket. I know I just quite frankly couldn't buy into spending $130, $150 for one of the more expensive brand names. That's each for the pants and for a jacket. I'm going to just assume that these will get torn along the way, and I can buy multiple sets of these for what I can get one set of those for, and I'm just going to handle it that way and see what happens. I can always punt. Next will be my gloves. I've got two pairs of gloves here. These are nylon on the outside, and then they have wool inserts that can be removed. And the other pair is a pair that's more like ski gloves. As far as the ski gloves go, I've been out in some awfully cold temperatures and spent quite a bit of time in those temperatures, and I have yet to have my hands get cold through these. If it really gets nasty, while I'm getting off trail, I will probably be wearing these ski gloves. The other option is these gloves, either full with both pieces, which are pretty warm down to maybe 15 or 20 degrees. And then when it gets like 25 to 30 degrees, I can wear just this insert. And then of course I can put them together. The secret to it, in my opinion, is not to let your gloves get wet, which is why I have these Mountain Laurel Designs waterproof mitts. They're not especially stylish, and they don't really fit your hands very well. You do have a thumb, and it's just meant to cover your gloves and keep those dry. I have sealed the seams. I don't know if you can tell it there or not, where it's shiny along the seams. I've sealed them all to make them more waterproof. And I have the pair. They're extremely light, and they come from Mountain Laurel Designs, and that's what I will depend on to keep my regular gloves dry. This is a pair of Dirty Girl gaiters. These wrap around your ankles. This little hook on here goes into your shoestring, boot string. This goes up on your leg, and this Velcro back here attaches to a tab that's on the back of your shoes or boots. Somehow I can't imagine going up into those mountains, into the snow, and not getting your feet wet and dirty and getting rocks and all kinds of debris inside of your shoes, especially if you're going to be wearing trail runners, which I will be wearing once the warmer weather sets in. We'll talk about my shoes here shortly. But these are my Dirty Girl gaiters, and they will go over there and help prevent or at least reduce the amount of debris that gets into my boots. This is nothing more than, I'm not going to get this out, but that's just a head net for when bugs season comes in. I'd rather just carry that along than have it sent to me. When I begin, I probably will be wearing these Omeril patella straps. They help when I walk to keep my knees in line. I don't have very good knees, and this will help to keep my my knees from moving as they should be moving. And I will begin probably by wearing those. And if that doesn't work, I will have a pair of knee supports also. Well, not also, they'll be instead of the patella straps. So that's just about as good as I can do, other than some kind of a brace for my knees. We'll see what happens. Hopefully that'll keep them working. Bandana, of course, red. These are, they're called Yak Tracks. They are metal chains wrapped around cordage, and they, with a rubber frame around them, they slip onto your boots, and they give you traction when the snow is heavy or the ice makes things hazardous. I will be carrying a pair of those. And the next thing is, you're going to like this, camp shoes. After you've had your feet in a pair of boots all day, by the time you get to camp and get things set up and you just want to relax, or maybe you just want to go collect water or go to the latrine or whatever, it'd be nice to have something other than have to put those on and lace them up. So I was looking for a pair of camp shoes, and I had decided, well, the lightest thing I knew was a pair of Crocs. And so I got them, and I had intended to wear them. And my pack is going to be so heavy that I just had decided that it was too heavy. So I eliminated the Crocs. But then I saw something online that the Crocs, I think, weigh 17 ounces for the pair, something like that, just over a pound. You don't get many opportunities to reduce your pack weight by a whole pound with one thing. But these are my camp shoes now. They are nothing more than a piece of flat corrugated plastic of some kind with little pieces of cordage around in. And that's it. There's no contour to them. There's no, of course, arches or anything like that. If the water gets more than about 1/8 of an inch thick, you're going to get your feet wet. And they won't do much other than protect the bottom of your feet a little bit and maybe add some comfort. 1.3 ounces. So I bought them. We'll see what happens with them. And, you know, the last group of things I mentioned, I said those will be packed in a dry bag inside of the liner bag. This is the dry bag my clothes will be packed in. So that even if for whatever reason they had to be left outside of the pack liner, this will keep them dry. So the only other thing that will be within easy reach, and this is one of the biggies, is my puffy jacket. I've had this for several years. I haven't worn it very much, just because I was kind of saving it for if I ever did get to go on a through hike. This is a Mountain Hardwear. That's called, I can't recall the name of it right off, but it is a downfilled. It's very lightweight. One thing about it I've noticed that it hasn't been a problem at this point is the panels between the front and back panel are not down filled. They are not really insulated in any way. I don't know if that's going to cause problems or not. If it does, I'll have to get something else along the way. It has 2 zippered pockets. And there's no inside pocket on these. So that will go over everything except probably the Frog Tog rain jacket. When bad gets to worse, and I probably will sleep in this in the really cold nights, and so on. So that's all of those things that I will need to reach in a hurry, and it might come up in a